So in this video, I want to show you a neat little trick, and that is how to size your photos for Instagram. I don't know about you, but I find it super frustrating when I take an image and I've cropped it in camera the way I want the photo to look, and then Instagram forces me to change it. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to fix that. So as you've probably noticed, when you go to load a photo on Instagram, it prefers the crop to either be square or to be a 4:5 aspect ratio, what we also commonly know as an 8:10. And sometimes this is an issue because your camera typically shoots in a 3:2, and if you've cropped the image fairly tight in camera, a lot of times you don't have enough left to recrop it to that aspect ratio for Instagram without giving up, precious parts of real estate of your image that kind of help, show the story or capture the scene the way that you want to share. So I want to show you how we can fix this. Now I do need to preface this with this technique won't work for every image, but when it comes to portraits, especially shot at a fairly shallow depth of field and with a background that's not super organized, a lot of times this will work really well. So basically, I'm just going to explain to you a little bit what we're going to do, and then we'll jump into Photoshop and I'll show you how we do this. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to pull the image into Photoshop. In Photoshop, we're going to create a crop of the 8:10 or 4:5 aspect ratio. And what it's going to do is when we crop the image like that, it's just going to be blank on both sides beyond where the original photo fit. And what we're going to do then is basically stretch or distort parts of the background out to the sides. And so when we do this, then we can then create that 8:10 aspect ratio. And because we're kind of evenly stretching it kind of carefully from the edges, it works really well, and it also doesn't distort your subject. So that's what's really cool about it. So anyway, enough talking about it. Let's get into Photoshop. All right guys, so now we're here in Photoshop. I selected this image here because I think it'll work pretty good for the demonstration. So I'm going to come up here in Photoshop, go to my side toolbar here. I'm going to select the crop tool. It's already set to an 8:10, but if it wasn't, you could select the different ratios there. All right, so now that I've got it set to an 8:10, I'm just going to pull it down and keep the original parts of the photo that matter to me. And I'm just going to hit enter to accept that crop. Now you're going to see these white bars on the side. Don't worry about those. We'll fix those here in a second. So next I'm going to come up here to this rectangular marquee tool, select this guy. Then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to select the part of the image that I think is optimal for distorting to get the image stretched the way we want. I'm just going to pull it over here near the edge. Now that I have it selected, I'm going to right click and I'm going to click free transform, right click again, and I'm going to choose distort. I'm going to grab the edge here of the frame and just pull it on over right to the edge, hit enter. Then I'm going to do the same thing here on the other side. I think I'm going to select right down along the edge of this building because I feel like it'll work pretty good. Pull it over to the edge, right click, free transform. We're going to also choose to distort again. I'm going to grab the edge of the bar here and just pull it over to the edge. Just hit enter to accept. And I guess I didn't pull it all the way to the edge there when I cropped it that last time. So I'm just going to come back to my crop tool, and I actually want to crop it in just slightly. We'll go to about here, I think. So it keeps her nicely centered in the image. I'm just hit enter. And there you have it. That pretty much is what I do. Now you can load it onto Instagram and you don't have to worry about it cropping into her head or cutting off the bottom of her boots. So that's pretty much my process. So guys, I hope that helps you out. I know that was an area of big frustration for me with Instagram, but this little trick right here, I think you'll find it works great for most of your portraits. Anyway, thanks for watching this video, and as always, if you've got any good feedback or ideas for videos, just leave them in the comments and let me know. Take care.